let's get going in terms of player props.
I'm going to take a different wide receiver on the Bucks, Chris Godwin, over 68.5 receiving yards. Just watching him last week was incredible. He's a monster. And if Mike Evans is out or even like limited, Godwin becomes the number one guy by far. He's the slot guy. And Washington, while they are a great offense or a great defense, they don't match up super great against slot receivers. They give up the most yards to slot receivers of any sort of receiver, and Godwin lines up 70% of the time in the slot. So I'll take Godwin over 68.5. That's just like 4 catches for him.
And my only concern with this is a conspiracy theory. I know it's a bad week for conspiracy theories, but a couple of our viewers, they hit me up last week. They said Mike Evans only is faking injured because he dropped a touchdown pass.
Yeah, that's what I initially thought too.
So we will see. I could see Chris Godwin absolutely blowing out. He's a forgotten man in this Tampa offense, and I believe he's hitting free agency this offseason. So it's time to turn it on, Chris.
He's so good. But yeah, right when Mike Evans went down with that injury after that drop, I was like, oh, he's clearly faking that because he's embarrassed. But he did hyperextend his knee. I just don't know how severe it was.
Yeah, and it is get well soon, Mike. So if we're going to go to the Tampa Bay offense, I like Rob Gronkowski over 3.5 receptions at plus money, plus 118.
Wow.
And this is because Washington has a great pass rush. Chase Young, Sweat, they're fantastic young DEs. And in that situation with Brady needing to get rid of the ball quickly, it's his biggest target, who also is his best security blanket. So yeah, if he's under duress, he's going to be lobbing it up for Gronkowski. He'll be targeted in this game. So I really like that pick there.
Yeah. I don't know how often he's done that recently, but this is the thing about this Bucs team is that it's the playoffs, and that's when these like Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, they show up. So I could definitely see them involving Gronk a lot.
Yeah, and in that Detroit game, he was shut down in the third quarter for like almost the rest of the season. He didn't get much usage against Atlanta.
Right.
But when they want to use him, they've featured him quite a bit. Like over the second half of the season, if you look at his fantasy production, had some decent splits, and like under a pass rush with Mike Evans having some concerns, I think Gronk is the guy who gets those targets.